Hello and welcome to another episode of Garden to Table with Rose, and I am Rose. So here we are in May, another backyard vlog, so you can see the progress here. I mean, I always find this progress thing fascinating because, you plant these things, a lot of them when it's still pretty cool, nothing happens. Weeks can go by, nothing happens, no growth, they just sit there, you wonder if they're going to live. And then it'll warm up, and within a week, they've like transformed. It's amazing to me. So I got several fruit trees. Most of them are dwarf. Some of them are semi-dwarf because they didn't have dwarf, which I will prune to keep them dwarf size because I don't want to have to use anything more than my little 6-foot folding ladder to try to harvest fruit. So I'm going to try to keep everything about 8 feet tall. Now this, I need to make a new tag for it. This tag is broken. This is a Stark Gold Sweet Cherry. So it's actually a golden cherry, which I'm excited about because I've never seen a golden cherry. So, sweet cherry. That one's a semi-dwarf. And I had put fencing around all of my fruit trees because of my dogs. I was concerned they would try to dig them up. There was one that I just never got to putting the fencing around and they never touched it. So I have since removed all the fencing. Now I don't know why they didn't touch it. I don't know if it's because of those white tree guards I have on them. Maybe they just don't like those. If it's the metal post. I know they don't like metal. They don't like digging where there's any metal fencing or anything like that. But so I've basically taken the fencing off of all of them and just left the stakes in the ground. And of course they have tree guards on them. And so far the dogs have not touched them. So let's hope that continues. So this one you can see has leaves growing on it, so that's great. And I'm not pruning anything this year. I've seen some videos where they will prune it right after they plant it, take a lot of it off. I'm not going to do that because most of the trees I got were from Stark Bros, and they were actually, according to them, professionally pruned. That was part of the price. So I don't want to mess with it until at least I know it's established for about a year, because I don't want to mess it up either. Take too much off or something. I wanted to survive. These trees were pricey. They were not cheap. All right, this is a Emperor Francis sweet cherry. So it's just a red sweet cherry, and as you can see, it's leafing out. It's looking healthy and beautiful. Here are the other backyard trees over here. Let me walk over here. Hopefully the camera isn't too shaky. And these were all fenced too, and I just removed the fencing. But like I said, I left the stakes there. But these I did not tie because my whole backyard is fenced in, so it's kind of a windbreak. The ones in the front I did tie up to the stake, to the metal post, because there's nothing to stop the wind up there, and I don't want them to snap because they're so young. But these are doing great. I'm telling you, all these trees back here, when I got them, they were bare root trees, and so they literally was like a twig with some roots on it that didn't even look alive. So it was just the brown twig. And as you can see, all of them now have leaves. So this is great. Something's happening. This is a Montmorency pie cherry. So this is going to be a tart cherry for making cherry pies, stuff like that. And that's the only tart cherry tree I got. This one, I don't know why it's linked sideways like that. I don't know. Maybe I have to prune that one or something at some point. This is a compact Stella cherry tree. I think this is the only one that I got from Willis Orchards. This is actually a dwarf cherry tree, and it's just a sweet cherry, red cherry. So it's looking good. It's actually growing, but it's growing sideways, and I didn't plant it sideways. I think the graft union, you can see that, where they grafted it onto the rootstock, they grafted it, and it's going out at an angle from that rootstock. So I planted the rootstock straight, but the actual tree was kind of going at a right angle. So again, that's the difference between Willis Orchard trees and Stark Bros. So Stark Bros, theirs all seem to grow straight. So okay, this one is a sugar pear tree. This is a dwarf tree. It's pretty. Actually, this one came from Willis Orchard, so that one's actually doing good. So I got 2 trees from them that seem to be making it. This is Flavor Top Nectarine. This came from Stark Bros, and this one was professionally pruned. It looks all symmetrical. This one is, I don't know if, I think this one is a semi-dwarf. I'm hoping. I hope it's not a full-size one. Regardless, I'm going to prune it, so it's going to be semi-dwarf by the time I'm done with it, because that stalk, I think the nectarine trees may have only come in regular. I don't think they had semi-dwarf or dwarf, because that stalk is looking pretty thick. But I'll keep them trimmed, pruned down. This one is Maricrest Nectarine. The leaves are looking good on that one. Some of the leaves, I think this one had a few leaves when I got it, because those seem to have turned brown and shriveled up, and now there's new leaves. And then finally, this is the last one in the backyard, Garden Delicious Apple. And also the fact that they're close together will help to keep them a smaller size, and I did that intentionally. So they're about 8 feet apart, something like that, from each other. So that should help me keep them compact. And I need to keep them all over in this area because my shed is going to go on that half of the yard over there. So yeah, this is a Garden Delicious Apple. So I don't know if it's a yellow apple or a red apple, but I got some apple trees in front too. I know I got a Fuji, I got a Granny Smith, and I think I got a Honeycrisp. So lots of apples, but that's a dwarf tree. And that one may have come from Willis Orchards too. I can't remember. I may have 3 that actually came from Willis Orchards and that are doing okay. So that's the end of this segment. And so I'm trying to keep them as short as possible. I know I can talk, but I'm trying to keep them to like 20 minutes or less. Next time I'll have to do a tour of the front. I have not done the front yard since I planted stuff in the very beginning. So we'll have to go up there and take a look at the trees. They're also growing leaves. Some of them have actually flowered and have little flower buds on them. And then I haven't done much else up there. I have a 2x4 raised bed on my front porch. It's full of lettuce. I'm eating lettuce every day. I'm trying to get that out of there so I can put something else in there because, like I said, leafy greens like lettuce doesn't like it when it's hot. Leafy greens in general don't seem to like it when it's hot. They like cool weather. So I will then again plant crops of leafy greens come, end of summer, going into fall. Get one last harvest. So that is it for this video. It's a lot of work. But once everything is planted and established, and now just about everything is planted, it'll be a lot easier. I won't have to plant trees again. Hopefully I won't have to plant berry bushes or grape vines because they'll all survive and they'll just continue to grow. So it'll really just be vegetables and flowers after this season. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can get alerts of the new videos, and there should be one every Wednesday. All right, until next time, bye-bye.